Alright, so I'm back again. I feel like the camera angle might be a little weird. I can't tell because it's kind of dark. It's just very dark. I also just turned my car on and it's telling me it's 95 degrees outside. Something tells me it's not 95 degrees outside. Oh, 94, 93. It heard me. I don't know why it thinks it's 90 degrees, but okay. So anyways, with all of that said, god damn it, the train is coming too, of course. With all of that said, I'm gonna fucking unzip this jacket because, yeah. Figured I would just make kind of one of these weekly update sort of things. I don't know when I'm planning on releasing it because I released the other one like just the other day. And it's like, it has been not very long technically in between these, I guess, for you, but for me it's been like a week. But yeah, whatever. I don't know. I just went to CVS before this because I was gonna get something from CVS anyway as a Christmas gift, and I forgot a water, and so I bought, I don't know how well you'll be able to see it, but this is like CVS water. It's called Big Chill, and I'm not gonna lie, this is easily the worst water I've ever tasted in my entire life. Like, it is. People say, like, oh my god, Dasani and Aquafina, dude, they suck. This, actually the worst water I've ever tasted in my whole life, I'm pretty sure. Wow, it is horrendous. And I'm gonna drink some of it right now, just to prove that. I haven't had any of this in like months. I don't know the last time I had this, but we'll see how bad it tastes. Wow. Yeah. It's water, I guess. I think. I don't know. It is. It's not the best. So, anyways, now that that's out of the way, there is a train coming, so I'm gonna get cut off at some point. But I mean, this fucking thing has been coming for like 3 minutes, man. Oh, I see it. It's coming. It's coming. Downside of recording here. But, yeah. As the train is about to pass me, it's been a little bit of an interesting week, I would say. I'm trying to remember, did I record the last one? I think I recorded the last one on Sunday? Maybe? Okay, good. At least I didn't, do the horn right here. So that's good. Alright. It's mostly subsided now. It's a noisy train, but whatever. Keep getting off topic, and it's been like 3 minutes already. So, yeah, it was a bit of an eventful week. I'm kind of surprised. I remember when I recorded this, I got my hair cut. So it actually has been a week. It's been a week since I recorded the last one. I didn't think about that till now. Also, I didn't notice in that video, cause I literally just got my haircut before, and then I just came back and just recorded. I just pressed record. I did not notice there was like a ton of fucking like hair on my nose because I used this moisturizer to keep my face from being like giga flaky, and it's a little sticky sometimes, and so like when I get a haircut, it's like all the hair just kind of sticks to my face, and I didn't really notice anything, so I was like, oh, it's probably fine. I got home and I was like, oh, that's a lot of hair. That is a lot of hair just on my nose, and I didn't notice it at all. So yeah. Trying to think. So I mean, honestly, like the haircut has been pretty good. when I first, I didn't put it in the video, but when I first started recording, I was like, oh my god, wow, that's not a lot of hair. And I've grown to really be happy with the haircut now. Like, every time I get a haircut, because I usually get like a haircut once every 2 or 3 months, and then it goes from like being super long to being super short, and it's like a jarring transition for a couple days, but then I usually settle into it. And like today, or this week, that was very much the case. Oh my god, dude, it's auto-focusing like crazy. What the fuck, man? But it was good. Hold on, I'm gonna try to fix it. Please stay like that. But yeah, it was actually fucking great. You know, also, while I'm at it, lock the doors. So I don't get GTA'd, as I always say. But yeah, I got a haircut. That was good. People at work were like, oh shit, you got a haircut, that's cool. They're like, you know, you look good. So, I also found out the place where I get my haircut. There is a store there, and I actually didn't know this, but my manager actually owns... Oh my... Can you be any louder? God damn. I found out that my manager at, you know, the place I work actually owns one of those stores that's like right next to where I get my haircut. And I was like, what the fuck? I've been going there forever. I had no idea. That was crazy. That was a crazy thing to find out. I was like, what the fuck? It's crazy. Yeah. Other than that, it was mostly kind of a standard week of work. Nothing crazy. I was very tired and like just kind of felt like but honestly, like I definitely was able to kind of push through it. Although this week was going to be a little weird because my hours got reduced a little bit on Friday, so I was only working 6 hours instead of 8 hours on Friday. And I was like, well, that kind of sucks. I lose out on like 2 hours, right? And then on a Wednesday, I mean, I'm trying to think if I want to circle back to it or not. Yeah, I mean, I'll just say. So on Wednesday, you know, I was planning to have my usual routine where I was gonna go, you know, do my therapy session stuff, maybe try to go to the local mall or whatever, right? Try to do something with my time that I don't get to do while I'm working. And I fucking, I kind of like blacked out for like 2 hours. Not like in a literal sense, but like I was binge watching like videos and shit because I just didn't want to do anything because I was tired as fuck. And I look at my phone after I finished like exercising after that, and I see that my boss is like, hey, can you come into work today? You know, the other guy called out, the asshole coworker called out. I mean, he didn't say asshole coworker, but that's just what I say. And I was like, oh shit. That was like 2-ish, maybe almost 3 hours ago. And I was like, oh, I better reply. And I was like, sure. But the only thing was that I had that appointment, and that appointment meant I was going to be a little late. But he was like, yeah, you know, it's fun. I mean, that way, you know, because we have a guy that can cover, but he's supposed to be doing other things. And so because of that, he's not going to be able to do his things. So when I got there, I'd be able to do, you know, my things so that he doesn't have to, and then he can do his things. So ended up getting an extra 5 hours. I worked a 5-hour shift because I told him, like, I'm probably not going to be there until like 5. So did that. It was a little bit of a tough shift. I was actually surprised because I looked at my Fitbit and like I looked at it and it was like 100 and whatever active, like 140 something active minutes. I'm like, Oh shit. My heart was going crazy. I kind of was like a little stressed out that day, to be honest, because it was like all of a sudden I have all this stuff I got to do because number one, I was going to try to go to the mall. That didn't happen. Because I was like, I want to make sure I get to my appointment on time. So I just went straight to the appointment, and it was a little bit stressful getting there because it was like it's a longer drive than usual because the traffic was crazy. So that was not fun. But I got there, and I had my appointment. It was all good. And then I got out. I went home to change into my uniform, and then I went to work. And yeah, so that was already stressful enough. And then it's like, I got to do my job in basically one less hour than usual. So that was a little tough, but I did pull through. And I mean, I was working with my good coworker. So, we finished, we always finish, on time, basically when the deli is supposed to close. We finish by then. But when I'm with the other coworker, as I'll get back to, it's always a fucking like race to the finish before the fucking before my shift is over. And so yeah, I had an extra 5 hours on Wednesday, so I ended up working an extra 5 hours than I was supposed to this week, which is good, because I mean it's more money, so that's good. But yeah, trying to think. Oh yes, I mean this weekend, or the last weekend was the like community day recap thing, and honestly it was just kind of like whatever for me. I didn't really care that much. I got some shinies. I was like, okay, that's cool. I mean, I actually got a lot of shinies from auto catching on my way, the haircut and everything. I had a decent amount of shinies from that, which is cool, I guess. But like, do I care? Not really. And then yeah, I mean, Monday and Tuesday I was very tired. And then I had that Wednesday. And then comes Thursday, which is like great. I hate Thursdays because of one simple fact, which is that I'm usually working with my asshole coworker, and those days are not fun. And this one especially was tough. It was a tough fucking Thursday. I got there. I'm pretty sure I punched in a little bit early. Punched in like 3 minutes early or something. And I got to the deli. I immediately started working. Just like the moment I set foot in there, I picked up the spray bottle. I started cleaning my fucking windows and shit, and like cleaning shit. I had to get shit done. And it was, I was like fucking really trying my hardest. And also, I guess one other thing I should mention is one of the things I kind of really got into, I want to say, was it Sunday? I believe it was Sunday. I kind of just got into this weird thing where I was like, I was listening to like Zombies Easter egg songs. And there was like this one Reddit thread that I found one day, because I was trying to like see what people were saying about, like, or if Kevin Sherwood had said anything about like the latest map, because he didn't make a song for the latest map. It was an Avenged Sevenfold song, and I didn't see anything. And then there was like a Reddit thread that was like advice on like stuff that's similar to Kevin Sherwood's music. So I was like, oh, I got looking for stuff like that, so sure. And I looked in that Reddit thread, and like people were saying that the Call of the Dead Easter egg song by Avenged Sevenfold is like a pretty kind of close enough bridge, maybe, to like more traditional kind of like metal-ish stuff, I guess. And so I kind of was thinking like, man, maybe I should listen to that song. And I kind of like, I don't know why I was like hesitating to listen to the song. I was like, I don't know if I want to listen to the song. And then eventually I just decided to do it. And that song, like after I listened to it the first time, I was like, that song was all right. And then like afterwards, it was just stuck in my head. It has been like that, and then the Origins intro song "Shepherd of Fire." Those have both been in my head the whole fucking like week, and especially on that Thursday, it was really going through my fucking head. And in fact, right now, I mean, I don't know why it just keeps happening, but like, I burned a new CD to put "Not Ready to Die" on there, and it just keeps going. It just keeps like it keeps going back to it, and literally before this, you know what track it switched to? It switched to "Not Ready to Die." And I was like, what the fuck? That's crazy. It just keeps doing it. But I like the song a lot. It's actually such a fucking sick song. I love it. It's been really like hyping me up this week to like, go and do shit. And I feel like some of the other music has kind of been, I don't want to say wearing off, but it's like I've listened to some of them so many times that it's like I'm looking for something else, and then this was something else, and like I really got into this. I've been really into like Avenged Sevenfold recently, and that song is really like giving me the motivation to just fucking grind through Thursday, just like working like a madman. I was fucking going nuts on Thursday, and it was not easy. The first like hour wasn't bad. I got a lot done the first hour, and then we had a lot of customers after that. And he does help with the customers for like a little bit. He'll help usually up until like 6 p.m. because it's like, okay, I mean, he's helping with customers, so that's good. But I think there's two reasons why he does it. It's because number one, because there's still potentially managers there that he doesn't want to see, which I'll circle back to that a little later. He doesn't want them to see that he's not helping, And then number two is that he has like certain customers he really likes to talk to. And I think he partially does it so that he gets out of doing other work, because it's like, oh, well, he's talking to the customer. He's trying to keep the customers happy and all that. But it just comes off as like, dude, it feels like he's really only kind of talking to them for that reason. And like, I really can't tell if he actually, what the hell's going on? Why am I, okay, it's just I thought like there was like lights just flashing behind me or something. What the fuck? But it feels like he doesn't really care about the customers. At least that's the sense that I get. Like, I feel like the only person he really cares about is himself. Because if he cared about his other coworkers, he would not be leaving us to do most of the fucking work. That's just what it is, right? But it honestly, it just kind of feels like shitty when it's like, I'm thinking, okay, maybe he's gonna kind of help, I mean, he's kind of helping me with some customers. I'm doing more of the customers, but like, I am the one who, is kind of front and center in the deli, right? So I'm going to be taking more of the customers' orders. That's fine. But then, he stopped pretty much doing that after 6 o'clock. So that's great. And on top of that, he just leaves so much work for me to do, and it's not easy. And it's like, I get he has a little bit more work to do recently, but my other coworker who actually helps me, he does so much more. Like, I'm left to do all of this shit, and it's hard. But I will say that I did kind of get, maybe not necessarily a reality check, but basically there was this customer that I saw him a lot when I first started working, and he's a guy, sometimes he can be a little particular about like the thickness of stuff and all that, but I always, he always seemed like a very, just a nice guy. I always enjoyed, slicing stuff for him. And he told me maybe like a month-ish into my job, maybe sooner than that, but he told me, I'm going to be going in for surgery soon, because I think he had some sort of tumor and he had to, get it removed, because in a couple of years it would potentially become cancerous or something like that. And, you know, I was really wishing him well on that. And it kind of hit me after like a month or two. I was like, I have not seen him since. And that that was a little scary. And I was like, I really hope he's doing okay. And then, you know, go back like maybe I want to say 3 or so weeks ago, he finally showed up again. And I was like, hell yeah. I was really happy to see him, like genuinely. I was just like, I'm glad that he's all right. And uh he talked about the surgery and stuff a little bit. He also does like some Christmas decorating, and he was showing some of that off, and it kind of almost really reminded me as a kid, because we used to have some like places where they would decorate a lot, and it was awesome going there. And so seeing that, it kind of just reignited that a little bit, you know? But I was really happy to see him, and I was happy things went well. But then he came in on Thursday, and he said, well, the surgery turns out it didn't really go that well, because basically, like, it fucked up, and now he has like parts of his innards hanging out or something, and he's gonna have to get more surgery. And I was like, shit, dude. Like, it really kind of hit me hard when I heard that. And it's like, I'm not sitting there like crying my eyes out or anything, but I was like, I was just like, fuck, dude, that really fucking sucks, because I was really hoping for the best for this guy, and now he's in a shitty situation, and he's gonna have to take more time off work. And he said he was facing like a fuck. Fuck. Oh, it's the CVS water, isn't it? It's getting to me. Ah, I had to drink more, I think. I think my throat's a little dry. All right. Back to it. Yeah. So he said he was staring down, if he was going to go to the hospital to, get a surgery again, it was going to be like $33,000 or something. And, he said he already tried to apply for Medicaid, and he'd be able to get Medicaid in like March or something, but like he's got to wait like 3 months with literally his innards hanging out, That's fucked. And it just kind of made me think, like, this is not the greatest situation to be in with my coworker, where the coworker's fucking leaving me to do everything, and I'm fucking having to work my ass off the whole time. But, it could be worse. It could be worse. And that kind of was a moment that just really made me think, like, fuck, dude. I'm kind of glad that things are not worse for me. Things might not be perfect right now. I might have problems that I got to deal with and figure out. And, I'm not like making a shitload of money and whatever. I haven't really kind of defined a set career path for myself and all that. But like, at least medically, I'm not completely fucked. And, I'm not in a situation like that. But, yeah. But still, it also shouldn't completely overshadow the bullshit that's going on with my coworker, but I'll get back to that later. But, yeah, so it was a tough day. Especially, thinking of that, I was like, fuck, dude. That really sucks. Like, I felt a little sad just hearing that. Just like, fuck. He's, in a shitty spot. Damn, my car is still saying it's 93 degrees. I don't know what the hell happened there, but yeah. As I was saying though, so I got through the night. It was not easy, and there were a couple points where we actually got decently busy, and coworker was nowhere to be seen, and I'm just stuck there like, great. I just have to fucking deal with this. Dude, the fucking autofocus is going so crazy. Please stop, dude. What if I do this? Let's try that. Are we good? We're not all focusing anymore? Okay. Sorry about that. I don't really know how to fix it. I just locked the focus and I guess it's fine. But yeah. So, yeah, it was busy, and I'm fucking like, dude, this is tough. But there's a woman that she came, and I kind of had a feeling what she was gonna want. I was like, please tell me no. And she wanted pastrami, and I still haven't made that deli tier list. But spoiler alert, pastrami's going all the way at the bottom. And then right next to it is probably turkey pastrami. And she wanted both of them. And I was like, ah. Because it fucking makes the slicers a total mess. And it's like, imagine you are a customer and you've ordered turkey or something. You ordered some white meat. And you open it up and you see black stuff on the turkey. Yeah. So you kind of have to clean off the slicer after you do pastrami. And even then, it still makes a total mess of the slicer, and like it gets stuck inside the thing, and you know, like you can clean it, but you never truly get rid of all the pastrami, and so it fucking rears its ugly head all the time, and it just fucking sucks. I hate pastrami. And then immediately following the pastrami woman, there's a woman. She wanted 5 things, and she said them really fast, and she's like, "I want a third of all of these, and that's it. And you know, I'm gonna go leave now. Bye." And I was like. And fortunately I somehow managed to remember it. She wanted turkey, roast beef, Munster, provolone, and Swiss. And I somehow remembered all of that and did all of it in a third, and I did it pretty quick. Like I did that shit in like record time. That was crazy. And yeah. But that was kind of how my night was going. And there were points where because I need to clean the slicer parts. The problem is that this coworker spends hours and hours at the sink. And it's like, what the fuck am I supposed to do? He's fucking hogging the sink the whole night. And so what I have to do is I take the parts and I go over to another department and use their sink to clean the parts. Which is a massive pain because that sink is fucking small. It doesn't fit the slicer arm. It fits, the other parts are fine because they're smaller. But dude, it was so tough. And then having like customers that like I'm sitting there in that department cleaning, and then I hear a woman go behind or a woman behind me like, "Hello," you know, from the deli, and I'm like. And so I'm like, I'll be right there. And then I have to go. I put the part on the slicer, and then I have to help her. And then I help her, and then go back to clean the thing. And then she needed another thing, which, you know, I mean, it's not like her fault or anything. But she needed another thing. So I'm like cleaning the other part. And then she's like, "I need something else." And I'm like, oh, fuck. So now I finish cleaning. I have to go back. I put the part on the slicer, and I help her again. And yeah, it was tough. And I mean, I have been taking on so much responsibility on these nights. It's fucking hard. It's fucking hard. Like, it's just, it feels like every week, it's just more and more and more and more stuff. At first, you know, what I wasn't really doing like as much, and then more of it got piled on me. And it's like, at some point, there's gonna be too much for me to do that I can't physically do it in 6 hours. Which also is another thing. I have to work 6 hours. Like, this motherfucker works 8 hours, and he barely finishes his shit every single time. And, you know, there's reasons why that I'll get back to. But barely finishes his job every single fucking night when he's doing so much less than me. And it's just like, dude, what the fuck? And, you know, the reason why he does that too, it's not like he's sitting there grinding his ass off for 8 hours, trying to get his shit done, doing everything he can to make that deli as good as he can. He leaves. As I've said before, he leaves. And he goes and he talks to people, and it's just fucking horrendous, dude. It's so shitty. It's so shitty. And I was really just... I kept seeing him leave, and I was like, dude, this is so fucking stupid. This motherfucker just keeps leaving. He just keeps leaving. And he goes, he buys stuff, he talks to people, he goes in the fucking parking lot to talk to fucking people. It's bizarre. I hate it. And meanwhile, I'm in that deli like 6 hours. I don't even get a chance to piss, by the way. I this is something I probably should have said. Next time I definitely will, get to mention it, which people are going to say, well, just go to the bathroom, whatever, right? It's not a big deal, but it's like, I know that if I go to the bathroom, I'm probably not going to have enough time to finish everything that I need to do. And also, deli's probably not going to have people in it because I'm the only person there, and it's like, if I go to the bathroom, he's probably not going to do shit. So, yeah. Or he's going to leave, and then I'm going to be stuck there, alone. But, yeah. But when I'm working, I don't even have time to piss or to drink water. Like, I'm lucky if I get to do that. When I finished on Thursday, I finished, like, 4 minutes before my shift ended, and I was taking a bag of garbage to our garbage chute. That was my fucking... That was the time that I had to do shit. And I went upstairs to get my other coworker because I needed to drive him home. Or, well, not drive him home, I drive him to the bus stop, but, yeah. Point is, it was a tough night. But I worked really hard and I managed to finish all of it with 4 minutes to spare. But I just really feel like I can't keep doing this. There's going to come a point where I just have no energy left to keep doing this. And I've been working so hard, and it's not fair. It's just not fair. It's like, if he is not going to take on most of the customers, then he should be doing his fucking job, right? And if he's gonna take the customers, then I'll fucking go and, do all this shit to get everything done. But he won't. And another thing that I also will mention, I don't know if I mentioned it in that other video, the other weekly update I did a while ago, but he also, I'm pretty sure he doesn't do his job. Like, I'm pretty sure he just doesn't, because one of the things he's supposed to do, which he does because I think it gets him out of the deli and then it's easier for him to leave or whatever, right? One of the things he's supposed to do is he's supposed to go and check for expired stuff in our department. Because, we have meats, we have cheese, those things expire, and they expire relatively quickly, usually. And you have to check because you can't just let a customer, buy, let's say, a cheese that's like days past the fucking sell-by date. It's probably not good. The cheese might be okay, but like, they shouldn't be buying that, So, you're supposed to go and check you're supposed to check the dates and see, okay, this thing is expired, so I'm going to pull it off the shelf, and then, we bring it so that the managers can see, like, okay, this, you take this out of the inventory and whatever, something like that. I don't know. But the point is that you're supposed to take the expired stuff out. And I am like 90% sure that he routinely does not do that. And my other coworker has said as much too. He's like, yeah, I see it every time I go and check for expired stuff. I find so much stuff that's like days old, and I know that he fucking didn't look at it. And so it's like, he's not even doing his fucking job on top of leaving me to do 90% of the fucking work. Or maybe 90% isn't the right answer, or 90% isn't the right number, but like, he's leaving me to do a vast majority of the work while he's not even doing his own fucking work. God, it's crazy. It's crazy. And I have just been so tired of it. And it's really draining. I don't think I've ever been more exhausted from a day of work than I was on Thursday. I was utterly exhausted. And when I got home, I like had some food, and I did kind of my usual night stuff, and then when I got the fucking bed, I just like passed out. I fucking absolutely passed out. I was so exhausted. And then Friday came, and I decided to get there a little bit early because I felt kind of bad that I hadn't had time to work on like grab and goes. So I got there a little early, which I'm not really supposed to do. You're not supposed to like show up early and not punch and just, do your work and like do work and stuff. But I did it anyway because, I wanted to help out. So I got there like probably 10 minutes early and just helped out in the deli for a little bit. And then I ran to punch in at the start of my shift. And then, yeah, we had a pretty chill day Friday, to be honest. Wasn't too bad. But there was one point which was very interesting because we got this new assistant manager recently, and he knows a lot about the deli because he was a deli guy before he became, kind of this like general manager, right? And he came over, and I've talked to him like several times, like, if you ever have time, that I kind of have some things I need to say about this coworker, because it's kind of, it's unacceptable what he's doing. And I didn't know if he was going to have time, or I mean, he kept telling me, don't worry, I didn't forget. I will definitely come to you at some point and we'll talk. And yesterday, or Friday, that was when he, had the moment, right? He came over to the deli. He's like, so, you want to talk here or you want to go to the office? And I was like, I kind of want to leave my coworker, which I think also says a little bit about me too, right? Where I don't want to leave my coworker in case there's a lot of customers. And I still want to say this, but I also don't want to leave my coworker. So I just talked to him. I talked to him there. And I kind of was a little unprepared for it, to be honest with you. I was a little kind of like, I was trying to scramble to remember what I was going to say, and I kept remembering things like, oh, yeah, and, this happened. And I wasn't sure how well I was going to articulate it, but I think he understood a lot of it. And it was not very long because I had to go help with customers soon after. But he definitely understood a lot of what, I was saying, and saying, yeah, like, that's, it's not really acceptable. And I told him about the sandwich situation a little bit, and he's like, it's not a big deal. It's really not a big deal. And I also, told him that he was fucking talking to this guy from the front end for like hours after, and he wasn't done with the sinks till like 9 o'clock, which is crazy because it's like, I need to use the sinks too. I can't just not use the sinks for fucking hours. But yeah, I told him that it's just really fucking stressful and really difficult to work with him. And I think he understood a lot. And he was also like, listen, when these things happen, you gotta go to management. You gotta find whoever is in charge, and you gotta tell them. And I definitely like understood that, because I didn't want to do that for a long time, because number one, I want to finish my job. And number two, I'm not the type of person to complain. I'm really not. Like, this is the second time I've complained at this job ever. And both times it has been because of this coworker. So, yeah. But it's like, it needs to be known because they need to do something about this guy. Okay? And it's like, either they need to light a fire under his ass and make him actually do his job, or, they need to get rid of him or reduce his hours or something, because, like, I don't think it's that hot of a take, but if you're not doing your job, you should not have that job. I feel like that's a pretty cold take, Like, if you're working like a cashier job, and you're not doing your job, you should not be a cashier. It's just that simple, right? So I think he either needs to actually do his job or just not be working with us. That's what I think. I'm not outright saying, oh, you need to fire him right now or something like that. But like, he needs to be doing his work. And if he's not going to do his work, then they got to figure something out, because it's not fair to us that, we have to fucking deal with this guy all the time and he just doesn't help. And he's, fucking leaving, and he's talking, and he's, doing a very small minority of the work. I cannot keep doing this. I can't. And I don't want to complain. I'm not a complainer, but yeah. I wasn't going to turn this into a whole coworker rant all over again, but kind of just happened. But I do think I did an all right job kind of articulating that. And there's probably more that I would have liked to say. For example, I would have liked to be like, listen, like, I am like working against the clock every fucking time. And like, there are times where I am lucky if I get to take a piss or if I get to drink water. And that is how difficult these nights are for me. It's fucking hard. But yeah, I got my point across. And last night was pretty chill as well. And I'm also someone who I work like pretty hard, because my other coworker, I like my other coworker a lot. I'm not going to say I don't like my other coworker. I do very much respect him and appreciate him. But sometimes he is willing to cut corners or, not go the extra mile for things. And I'm someone who likes to do that. So, he'll be like, yep, we're done. I'm going to the break room. And I'll be like, I am not going to go to the break room yet. I'm going to do a couple things here. But, I do take like a little bit of time at the end, because I don't take any breaks. And I will take a little bit of time at the end just to go and, like piss and get water and go to the break room, sit down for a little bit and do shopping and all that. But it's just like, it does kind of like suck that he kind of just finishes the job and he's like, I'm done. But also, to be fair, like, he works another job too. So, he works that job and then he comes to this job. So like, he's fucking tired. So I get it. But I take some time. I got some supplies from upstairs. What's it called? I'm trying to remember, what else did I do? I did something else. Oh, I fix up some of the stuff in the morning so that when they have to like get the meats and all that, they don't have to like go and get like open a new one and stuff like that. Or at least, they don't have to put it in the system. So I do that. One could say like, oh, well, that's not your job. Your job is not to help the morning people. But I do try to do that when I can, just because I think it's good. And I think, the point of our job also is to help each other. So we should be doing that. But yeah, that was most of this week. Today was kind of a day, to be honest with you. Because I was just I did not start my day off very well, to be honest with you. Like, I just kind of, I stayed in bed for, I think, like, almost 2 hours. Because I really didn't want to get up. And, on top of that, I spent probably, like, 3-ish hours, like, just watching fucking YouTube videos, which is really stupid, and I shouldn't have done it. But I did that, and yeah. it was just generally, it was a day, and I did exercise at least. There was that, but like I just kind of was really lazy with my day, and just kind of letting the bad habits win. And eventually, I was like, okay, you know what? I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna finally take my shower, and then I'm gonna go outside and do stuff. So I went outside. I played a little bit of Pokemon Go, and then I went to CVS to go buy a gift and shitty water, and then I came here. That's where we're at. So at least I got to record this, I guess. That's good. I honestly, I don't know. I mean, it was an interesting week for sure. But I do feel like I'm kind of getting, I'm trying to think of a way to phrase it. But I feel like I'm starting to kind of build my personality a bit, I guess, to an extent. Because, for example, this is one of the coworkers I drive home, or not home, but to the bus. And I see him sometimes, and he comes by the deli, and he tries to get me, so to speak, by, saying something. So like he used to do like the boo. He used to do that. And he does do that to my other coworker. But for me, what he started doing, because the boo wasn't really getting me, so he started just going meow or something, like, meow. And that shit's always funny. I mean, it doesn't get me, so to speak, but like, it's just like, what the fuck? Why is there a cat behind me? And so the other day, I saw him and he was by the deli as I was approaching the deli, and I saw him and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do it to him. So I walked up behind him, and then I went meow. And like, people probably think I'm fucking crazy for doing that, but like, fuck him, So that's something that normally I wouldn't do, because it's like, I don't know, embarrassing, I guess. But I did it. And also, I've kind of been, I've been listening to a lot of like the, Avenged Sevenfold stuff. And I don't know, it's just kind of like made me feel like there is a little bit of a personality there, And I've been a little less afraid to speak about things that normally like I would try to avoid talking about and all that, which is good. I'm trying to really have that. I'm trying to like really kind of, I guess, showcase my personality, because there is a personality in there, but it's just, I think I'd choose to not showcase it very much. And it's also kind of hard when, my identity is changing a lot and I'm just kind of like, what the fuck? But yeah. With that said, I don't think there's that much else to talk about. I think that was basically how my week went. Probably try to upload this one sooner than I did the last one, because the last one I just kind of like sat on forever. But yeah, I still have those other videos to upload as well. The ones where I actually had long hair still, before I got the haircut. So yeah. Oh, actually there is one more thing I can mention. I almost forgot. I've been feeling a lot better in terms of like my face. It's not perfect, but it's been a lot less flaky recently. I'm getting a phone call. Give me a minute. Okay, so it just auto started recording again, or my phone did, and then this phone didn't, and now it's more work for me. Thanks. Apparently I need to go buy some Powerball tickets. And also, while I was doing all of that, I'm catching a shadow heat ran, because there's a shadow heat ran, and I was like, oh, I'll try to do that. So, yeah, now I'm doing this. I don't know what the fuck's going on anymore, man. I don't even know what I was talking about. I forgot it all. I forgot everything. And I have to piss too. And I gotta buy some Powerball tickets because it's going crazy. I don't know what's going on, man. I wanna go pee. I wanna go pee. Ah. Dude, I don't even know the last time I bought lottery tickets. Like I used to buy them as a kid because my mom would get them and then, I'd scratch them off or whatever. But like, I'm actually gonna buy Powerball tickets, I guess. Is that weird? Is the Powerball a national I think it's a national thing. Apparently, the Powerball is $1 billion. So, surely I'm gonna win that. But how crazy would it be if I won the Powerball and like I won the Powerball? First I would buy Powerball tickets myself. How crazy would that be? That would be fucking insane. I also would have to not say anything about buying or about winning the fucking Powerball, dude. That would be crazy if I just got $1 billion. Like, oh, what do I do with it? And like, I have to make it look like I didn't just get $1 billion, or well, it wouldn't be $1 billion, right? Because they take away the winnings or whatever. I don't know, some shit like that. It's an extra small heat ran. I almost was like, here are the stats, by the way, and then I realized, oh, that would dox me. So, not gonna do that. Well, I mean, I guess I could censor it, but not gonna do that. It's like a shitty heat ran. It's whatever. So yeah, this should be fun. I'm gonna go buy Powerball. Yeah. Okay. Well, I turn on my daily adventure and sets. I have to piss so bad too, dude. I have to piss. Ugh. And I want to get in this yellow gym that I see in the distance because it's a yellow gym, and I'm not in the yellow gyms because everybody's fucking these fucking blue people, man. These fucking blue people and these red people, they're fucking knocking out all the gyms. I'm pissed. I never get in a fucking gym because these goddamn people just keep knocking it out all the fucking time. Okay, that's enough. That's enough. I don't know what the hell just happened. Like, just completely different energy from when I was recording it before the phone call. It was like a 26-minute phone call, by the way, and he was just talking about fucking lol cows, and I was just like, I don't know anything about lol cows. I know like Wings of Redemption. Boogie2988. I didn't even know that iDubbbz is considered a lol cow now, I guess. That's a thing. Yeah. Getting off track. I'm just gonna end this. It's been like 50 minutes, dude. And now my thing is fucked, so now I'm gonna have to like resync stuff and yeah. So that's gonna be cool. But I don't really have anything else to say. I'm gonna go get in this yellow gym and go buy Powerball and piss. So, yeah, I guess that's it.